Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Chimdima. If you're new here, you're welcome to Chimdima Oku's channel. If you're a returning subscriber, it's good to know that you've come back to watch my content. Yes, so guys, I've come back to give you guys updates on traveling to Nigeria, what the federal government have said, things that have changed, and also some things pertaining to certain countries that the government have said. So yes, I'm going to read a quick introduction before I go down to the actual things that they've said concerning people who want to come into this country. But before I go straight to that, please, if you're not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe, like the video, share and comment, please. That's one way you can support this channel. Just all you have to do is just subscribe, like and share, and I'm so grateful for that. So without wasting much of your time, let me go down there. It says the Presidential Steering Committee on COVID-19 has over the last few weeks been monitoring with concern the increased trend of COVID-19 cases in several countries, with additional focus on countries with high incidence, fatality rates, and widespread prevalence of variants of concern, that's COVID-19. So the government of Nigeria deeply empathizes with the citizens and government of these countries and assures them of our commitment, unflinching support and solidarity at this time of need. In our effort to continue to safeguard the health of the Nigerian population, as well as to minimize the risk of a surge in the number of COVID-19 cases in Nigeria, the Presidential Steering Committee carried out a risk assessment of countries with high incidence of cases. The risk assessment look into consideration the epidemiology of cases, prevalence of variants of concern, and average passenger volume between Nigeria and each country, amongst other indicators. Of the assessed countries, the interim travel advisory applies to only 3 countries in the first instance. These precautionary measures are a necessary step to minimize the risk of a surge of COVID-19 cases introduced to Nigeria from other countries, while national response activities continue. So yes, in this, what I'm going to be reading out now are rules that they've placed for certain countries and also in general. So don't just say the country you're in does not apply. You should listen first to be sure, because they gave general rules, then they went specific for some countries. So now these are the general rules first. First is that there's a reduction of the validity period of the pre-boarding COVID-19 PCR test for all Nigerians from 96 hours to 72 hours. Henceforth, PCR test results older than 72 hours before departure shall not be accepted. So guys, if you're coming to Nigeria from any country, just bear that in mind, that it's now strictly 72 hours, no matter the country you're coming from. If your COVID-19 test was done way before that, it's not going to be accepted. And just to drop one or two advice here, there are some places where there are some airlines rather that when you come with your test, they count your 72 hours from the day the swab was taken, which is crazy. But I'm just saying, to be on the safe side, if you're traveling, let's say on the 9th, try and make sure that your test is dated 8th, even if you did it on the 7th, but tell them that they should date your test, swab of collection on the 8th, and maybe received it on the 8th too, or received it on the 9th, the very day of travel. Just in case you miss your flight or anything makes you eventually travel the next day, you don't have to do another test again. So that's just free tip there. Also now, guidelines specific to the countries that Nigeria has restricted for some reason, because the number of COVID-19 cases there are more prevalent, and that is Brazil, India, and Turkey. So if you're coming from any of these countries, please, you should be sure to listen to the following things now. So they said any person who has visited Brazil, India, or Turkey within 14 days preceding travel to Nigeria shall be denied entry into Nigeria. This regulation, however, does not apply to passengers who transited through these countries. So if you're coming to Nigeria and you've been in Brazil, India, or Turkey within 14 days, you would be denied access into the country. You cannot come. Now, this is for the airlines. And it says airlines shall mandatorily pay a penalty of $3,500 for each defaulting passengers. So that's to tell you that no airline will bring you into their aircraft because they don't want to pay this fine. So just make sure that you do the right thing. And then it says non-Nigerians Oh, sorry. Okay, it says non-Nigerians will be denied entry and return to the country of, the country you came from at the cost to the airline. So if you eventually come into the country and you broke these rules and you just managed to come in, they are sending you back the moment you arrive, and the cost is on the airline. So if the airline refuses to carry you, that will be on both of you anyway, sha. But the reason why I'm giving this update is because none of us falls prey to any of these, because we are informed. So it says Nigerians and those with permanent resident permits shall undergo 7 days of mandatory quarantine in a government approved facility at the point of entry city and cost to the passenger. Now, this is saying, okay, the following conditions shall apply to such passengers. So eventually you're coming into Nigeria from Brazil, you qualified for every other thing, you did not stay in any of those countries within 14 days, but then you just want to come in. Now this is what to apply. Number 1, within 24 hours arrival, this passenger shall take a COVID-19 test, COVID-19 PCR test. So the moment you arrive, you will take a COVID-19 PCR test. I remember that they said the cost is on you. Secondly, if positive, the passenger shall be admitted within a government-approved treatment center in line with national treatment protocol. If you test positive, you would immediately be admitted into. You will not self-isolate in your house. You will not go to meet your loved ones. You'll be going straight to a government facility. And if negative, the passenger shall continue to remain in quarantine and made to undergo a repeat PCR test on day 7 of the arrival. The third one says, now this is for every passenger. This is a general one. It says passengers arriving in Nigeria from other destinations. 1, you must observe a 7-day self-isolation at your final destination. Secondly, you must carry out a COVID-19 PCR test on day 7 at selected laboratory, which is the laboratory you filled when you were filling the NITP portal. The laboratory you put there, that's the place you're going to carry out the test. Thirdly, shall be monitored for compliance to isolation protocol by appropriate authorities. So they'll be sending, with the details you put there, they'll be sending government officials to come and check if you're really quarantining at home. And then, now this is for false declaration. It says passengers who provide false or misleading contacts will be liable to prosecution. Please, please, don't put false details, just put the right thing. You don't want to be frustrated. COVID-19 is enough. And it says persons who willfully disregard or refuse to comply with directions of port health staffs, security agencies, or evade quarantine shall be prosecuted in accordance with the law. So please, I guess the port health staff may be the ones coming around to people's houses, or security agencies, the one you maybe meet at the airport when they ask you to do something, and then please, there's punishment for that. And it says state governments are required to ensure that all returning travelers from all countries are monitored to ensure adherence to the mandatory 7-day self-isolation period and the repeat COVID-19 PCR test on the 7th day after arrival. And lastly, we urge members of the public to adhere to all COVID-19 preventive measures in place, including adherence to the national travel protocol, proper use of face masks, regular hand washing, and physical distance. This is what they've said, everything. So if you're coming from Brazil, Turkey, or somebody coming from Brazil, Turkey, or India to Nigeria, please share this video with them so that they can be acquainted with what they need to know if they are coming into Nigeria. And it's important to know that the government is not joking about this whole thing. Initially people were talking about the repeat COVID test before. People were not paying at the airport. They were having their way, and some were lucky enough to leave and maybe pay later or delay. They don't even do that now again. You must pay for your test. If you do not pay through the website, when you get to the airport, you must pay before you leave. So please make sure you adhere to all these rules. And so most of the main reason why I'm actually sharing this with you, my screen has gone above. The main reason I'm sharing this with you is because I want you to be well informed so you don't have issues when you come to Nigeria. So if you like this video, or if you know that I just gave you this content, come on, like this video, subscribe, share, show your loved ones about it. And I try my best to make it short so you can applaud me for that in the comment section. And if you made it to this point, let me know in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.